How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good, good. You're a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
All right. Welcome to the panel. So we're just asking
Yeah,
why do Muslims dislike Paul?
yeah. I have some little questions to ask.
Well, first you got to answer why do you dislike Paul first?
Who is Paul?
Paul is an apostle of Jesus Christ, the
That
Lord.
is Paul what? What is his surname? It's only
Pa-
Paul. Paul what?
Paul of Tarsus.
Paul.
Yes, Paul of Tarsus.
Paul of Tarsus. Okay.
Do you know about Paul?
Nah.
Not really. Oh well,
Yeah.
he started off as a persecutor of the believers in Jesus, but then Jesus visited
Mm,
him while he was on his way to persecute more Christians. And after Jesus visited him,
mm-hmm.
Paul converted and started preaching the gospel and became a Christian.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Is there any proof? Is there any proof where Paul becoming Christian in the Bible or whatsoever, which chapter or verse?
Yes, Acts chapter 9. Acts chapter 9,
Mm-hmm.
that's where Paul has his conversion.
Okay. I have some little questions. I don't know much about Paul, but I have some little questions. Maybe if you can clear those things, let me understand
You have a loud
about
background.
Christianity.
I hear a dog barking in your background, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you get to somewhere quieter?
Just moving from there. Yeah, I'm moving a little bit.
All right. So I'm gonna mute you. You can unmute when you're ready. Okay. Mm. Got the dogs around there. Got the crickets around there. You said it's evening time, so that's cool. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the like button and show some love, man. Also, when the live is over, I want you guys, and for the people who are watching this after the live stream, tell me what do you guys think about the previous guest? Maybe your favorite moments in that conversation, and also what you think about this guest now that I'm talking to, as he comes and he gets ready to unmute as he's getting to a quieter place. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I like seeing your opinions on the conversation. If there's maybe something that maybe you would have said, how would you have approached certain questions and what was said? I'd like to hear from you guys in the comment section. All right, all right, all right. Come on, Ishmael, man. You holding up my live stream, man. You gotta unmute. Are you in a quieter place now? You gotta unmute your mic, Ishmael. All right. Just come up when you're ready again. Let's see what we got. Oh Lord.
What's up, fam?
What's up, man? You know this is a rare one.
What you mean?
It's rare that you make it up on the stage.
No, I've been chilling, bro. But
Okay. Okay.
this man says it's real. The live look dry right now. What's going on?
It's more on YouTube, man. I got 2,000 people watching on YouTube.
Oh, okay. That's where you be doing most of your stuff now.
Yeah. Well, that's always where I've been doing most of my stuff. TikTok is like just for fun.
Oh, for real? I thought you was on TikTok first.
Heck no, no.
Oh, for real?
I've
So when
only,
you met Uthman, you was on YouTube?
yeah. I didn't have a TikTok at the time. I've been on TikTok only for like maybe a few months over a year now.
Mm.
Yeah, I've been on
Cause I
YouTube for
remember,
almost 3.
cause I remember I seen that Uthman video, and I remember the first time I seen you on TikTok. I was like, wait, hold on, aren't you that dude that was talking to Uthman?
Yeah,
That was funny.
yeah, yeah. That had to
Nah,
be like a year ago.
Oh yeah, facts. No, this is so dumb. But anyways though, what's the argument for today? Why do Muslims dislike Paul?
Why do Muslims dislike Paul?
Oh, you finally switched it up, man. That's what's up.
I try to be versatile, man. Try to throw in a little new ones.
I'm proud of you, man. You trying
Thank
to come
you.
with more arguments, but I'd be even more proud if you say your shahada. But yeah, why do we dislike Paul?
You know what? I'll
Oh
say
yeah, I mean,
I'll say my shahada if you can give good and consistent reasons why you dislike Paul, as long as they don't backfire.
oh yeah, facts. Well, number one, kind of like the last guy was saying, who is Paul? Like, how do we even know? We don't really know much about Paul. We actually don't know nothing about Paul outside of the Bible. Not at all. Like no sort. Like, who's his parents?
Why does
Can you
that
tell
matter?
me his mother or his father's name?
No, why does that matter?
Because I mean, whenever like, for example, if I said GodLogic said this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a claim, it'd be like, how you know GodLogic said that?
How
That
does knowing the name of my mom and dad verify or validate or invalidate whether or not I said what I said or what the claim says I said?
so it's about supporting your evidence. Like for example, you could be like,
No, I know, Liam. That's what I'm asking. How does
yeah,
yeah? How does knowing
okay,
the
I
name
got
of
you.
my dad or mom help that?
Yeah. So kind of goes with Hadith science, which I know you don't agree to those standards because of the Bible. But yeah, so I mean, it's very crucial, like whenever you're explaining something, to have details and to have knowledge surrounding the topic. Because if you just kind of make a claim, like you could say, "Oh,
You can say anything. My question is, how does knowing my mom and dad's name verify what I said or didn't say?
so it's to verify that that person that's taking this information actually knows this person and is a firsthand witness account."
What does that? That still is not telling me anything. Knowing the name of my mother and father does not validate or invalidate what I say today. Like if you ask somebody, if they said, "Oh yeah, Avery said this," and you say, "Oh, okay, well, wait, who is Avery actually? Like, what's his mom and dad's name?" And they don't know. Does that invalidate that I said what they said I said?
No. But no, but the real
Okay.
no, but realistically, it would be more so and so said this about so and so was witness God Logic saying this, then it would be like, okay, how do you know God Logic?
Yeah.
Did you
So
watch him on TikTok?
yeah
Did you meet him in person?
can somebody
Were
know
you?
me without knowing my mom and dad?
Yeah, well, that was just an example I gave, mom and dad, but
But it's the first thing
but
you
it's
brought up
many
about
things. It's
Paul.
more than just yeah. No, so it's more than just that.
Okay.
But
So
li-
let's throw that out then. Let's throw knowledge of parents is out the window from now on. And I hope that the rest of the Muslims hear this. This is a silly thing to bring up when it comes to knowing if somebody said something or not. So what is the real problem that you have with Paul?
well, of course, one that, but number two,
You said
I
one
don't agree
that.
that
I thought we
he
threw that out.
you threw it out. I still take that as substantial. I feel like that's something substantial
Okay, so
for
then
you to make claims.
you have to show me then. You have to
But
show me that
okay,
that's substantial. Show me that
I'll,
it's
I'll concede to
substantial.
that. I'll concede to that.
Okay, so it's
I'll
out the
concede to
window.
that. I mean, I'll come with better. I'll come with better evidence towards that later.
So then
That was just on.
so it's out the window for now.
I concede to that for now.
All right, so it's out the window. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I'll concede. I'll
What's
concede.
number one then? Give me something.
Yeah. So number one, uh, I don't believe Paul ever met Jesus.
Okay,
And
let's go with that. You ain't even got to continue.
yep.
Paul didn't meet Jesus, so Paul not meeting Jesus, does that make him unreliable?
It doesn't.
Hmm?
It doesn't make him unreliable as a person,
Mm.
but if he speaks on Jesus
Mm-hmm.
and he never met Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
then that makes him unreliable.
Got it. So It doesn't mean that he's unreliable personally, but if he speaks on Jesus, right, says that Jesus said things or taught certain things or whatever, but never met him himself, then that would mean he's unreliable pertaining to Jesus. Gotcha.
Correct.
All right. So let's just go with that. Did Muhammad meet Jesus?
Yes.
Muhammad met Jesus.
Hmm. You want me to tell you when?
When did Muhammad meet Jesus on the night journey?
You got it. I didn't even have to tell you. I'm proud of you. Alhamdulillah. You be doing your studying. Good job. Good job. He met all the prophets. You want me to give you an example? Watch this.
No, it's all
Watch this.
good. It's all good. You got
Did
it. He
did
met him in the night
did
journey.
Jesus
No,
did Jesus meet Moses?
it's all good. Yes, actually, but
Okay, thank
it's all good. No,
you.
but Jesus actually met Moses while he was here on earth.
But you also claim that, okay, you claim that as being believing that he's the God of the Old Testament. Sure, okay, that's cool.
In the New
But
Testament,
there's stories, yes,
in
but also in the
New
New
Testament,
Testament,
in the New
yes, in the
Testament,
New Testament, Moses and what was it, Aaron appeared to him,
Elijah.
or yeah, you get it.
Mhm.
So he appeared.
So
But Moses was
he met
dead.
Jesus.
But yeah, but Moses was not alive at that time.
No, God is the God of
So
the living, not the dead. Abraham, all of them, they're alive with God. Just like how the Quran says that the martyrs are alive with Allah, they're not dead.
yes, they're alive in another realm, but
Mhm.
as of a earthly realm,
They're not
Jesus was
here.
on earth when Jesus was on earth when he said that they appeared. So
Mhm.
did they come down from heaven and appear on earth?
Yeah,
So the angels could, I mean, so the prophets could come down from heaven
yeah,
and appear on earth?
by the power of God. Yeah.
Is wait, time
What?
out. So any of the prophets at any time can appear on earth.
Yeah, if God wants them to. Yeah.
What would be the need of that?
There's no need for him to do anything. He could do that if he wants, though, right?
But why would he want his prophet? First of
Well,
all,
because
why would the
I'll tell you
prophet
why.
themselves want to do
Because
that? Because they already completed their job.
I'm showing you that you have the disciples that are there witnessing Jesus. So this is their first time witnessing the glory of Jesus, and they're even witnessing Muhammad and Elijah coming to him, submitting to him, and then the voice from heaven, the Father, who declares that that's his son who they should listen to. So all of
Okay.
this is for the benefit not of Jesus or anybody else. It's for the disciples that are there to show
Okay.
that, okay, yeah, this is
Okay.
the one.
Okay. Got you. Okay. Understood. So
Wait, I have a question.
what's your so wait. So what's your opposition to the night journey then? If you
Well,
accept
I
that,
don't have one.
what is your opposition?
Well, I don't accept it, but let's just go with it.
No, no, I'm saying if you accept that Elijah and Moses appeared,
Mhm.
if you accept that,
Mhm.
why do you oppose the prophet going to heaven and talking to them?
I
But you
don't.
don't oppose the prophets being on earth.
You're not listening to me, bro. I don't.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
not opposing you. I'm actually going with
okay,
you. So if you're saying that Muhammad met Jesus on the night journey, which,
correct.
as theists and spiritually, miraculously, maybe that could happen. We should have no problem with that type of stuff. So then I would
Correct.
say, then you shouldn't oppose Paul meeting Jesus when he was on his way to Damascus.
This is where I oppose that.
Why?
Number one, Isa ibn Miriam
I don't know who that is, but
was
okay.
in. Okay, I don't know who Jesus is. It's because it was it's Iesus in the 1611, and then
I don't know who he says that.
Yeshua, and I'm not even gonna go through all that. But anyways, I'm not about to go through all that. But anyways, you get the idea. But anyways, a prophet leaving this planet, God ascended him, and we understand that he's not to come back until he is needed to come back again.
What
We
does?
don't, or until
Come on,
he's
brother.
not to come back until the day of judgment.
Look.
So when he
You
ascended,
explain. Wait, Lean, please. You explaining the night journey and your interpretation of that is irrelevant here. You believe that in some miraculous realm, some spiritual thing took place to where that allowed Muhammad to meet the rest of the prophets. Fine. You don't even have to interpret the deepness of that. You can have it.
Okay.
So just deal with, if you
Okay.
accept
Cool.
that, why do you
Okay.
oppose Paul meeting Jesus on his way
Got
to
you.
Damascus?
Got you. Got you. Okay. So we both accept something miraculous could happen. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I oppose that is because the way that you would understand if this person's being truthful or not is because from the sustenance of what they're speaking. So
Oh, so you
Paul,
don't deny that that Paul could have really met Jesus on the road to Damascus. You only go against him meeting Jesus because you don't believe what Paul taught.
well, Paul, according to the Bible, which of course I don't accept it as an authority, but according to the Bible, it says things that, like for example, Jesus, he spoke in parables. Paul never mentioned that. Um,
Wait, that's
he,
not a denial of Jesus speaking in parables, Liam.
no,
Come on, man.
but what I'm
But you're
saying is
switching. Wait.
if Paul claims that he had
Before you
one-on-one
continue,
conversation.
before you continue, look, Liam. So now it sounds like, so at first the issue was Paul didn't meet Jesus. And now we see that that's not really an issue. The issue is now switching to, well, it's what Paul taught. It's what Paul taught. Okay. So Paul says that he met Jesus, right? But doesn't mention that Jesus taught in parables. So that makes him unreliable. Is that correct?
So you kind of misrepresented my point. I'm not saying that I'm not granting that he met Jesus. I'm saying that what he taught makes me believe that he'd never met
I know.
Jesus.
So we have this claim from both sides. Muhammad claims that he
Right.
met Jesus. Paul claims that he met Jesus. Okay. And so you're
Right.
showing me why you believe one, but not the other. So we have the claim from Paul. However, you don't believe Paul actually met Jesus because, boom, because he doesn't mention, if he met Jesus, he would have mentioned that when Jesus was here, he taught in parables, but Paul never said anything about that. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Muhammad also says that he met Jesus. Jesus spoke in parables. Does Muhammad mention that Jesus spoke in parables?
Muhammad didn't he or the well
Hmm.
I'm not going to speak on everything that he said about that because I don't know everything surrounding that.
Mm.
But but what I do know is
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about him having a full conversation with Jesus
Mm.
in that night journey,
But he met him though.
but I'm not going to speak on that because I don't have knowledge on that.
Mm.
But but
I,
what
I'm,
I
I'm, I'm,
speak
I'm,
on is what Allah has taught us about Jesus, or well, what I believe Allah taught us about Jesus.
I'm confused here. Okay. I'm confused here. Paul didn't mention how Jesus taught in parables, yet he met him. Muhammad also, I guess the answer is no, right? Muhammad didn't mention that Jesus taught in parables. Is that correct?
I don't have knowledge on that. I do not have
So
knowledge
from
on that,
what
so I'm not going to give you a answer.
from what you don't know of any mention of Muhammad saying that Jesus taught in parables, right?
I haven't read all the hadith on it, so I don't
I
know.
know that's. I'm just
I'm not
asking.
gonna say I know.
I'm just asking based on what you do know. Based on what you do know, there is no mention of Muhammad saying that Jesus taught in parables. From what you know so far, right?
Sure, yeah, I haven't read
Okay,
anything of that yet.
no worries. So you have Muhammad, who doesn't say that Jesus taught in parables. You have Paul, who doesn't mention how Jesus taught in parables. You said that this makes Paul's claim of his experience meeting Jesus false. So then, likewise, it would make Muhammad's claim of meeting Jesus false, right? If we're consistent.
So I wouldn't say that
Mm.
necessarily, because number one,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I do not know all the circumstances surrounding the meeting of Jesus. I just know that
Mm.
he did meet Jesus
Mm-hmm.
along the way. I do
Mm-hmm.
not know everything surrounding it, but
Mm-hmm.
everything that I learned from Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get from the prophet. I get it from the Quran and what I believe God is speaking directly of him.
So
So when
just,
God says that he is
just
a Muslim,
mm-hmm.
God knows everything. So that's what I understand. I know
Got it.
Paul doesn't know everything,
I got you. I got
and
you. I got
Paul
you.
could have been hallucinating. God
So
is he's God. He's all
And
knowing.
Muhammad could have been hallucinating too, right?
No.
So you and I like the chuckle there. I like I like the chuckle because Liam, I think you're smart enough to see your double standards. See, notice how Liam, I haven't even like refuted anything you've said about Muhammad, right? I haven't said anything. I haven't gone against it in any way. All I've done was just apply your own logic back to Muhammad to see if you would be consistent. And every time I do, you flip flop and you show your double standard. Can you at least be honest with me and say and acknowledge that you do see the double standard that you're applying here?
No, I do understand where you're coming from. I understand the angle that you're coming from, and you're saying, okay, if you believe this, why don't you believe that? I understand the angle that you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more to it than just those things. It's all of these things all combined
But we see,
together.
okay, good. But here it is. We see all of these things combined together, these accusations and these problems that you have with Paul, all of these things combined together can be also applied to Muhammad. But you're not willing to apply them to Muhammad. You're only willing to apply them to Paul. You see, and that's where the inconsistency and the double standard is being exposed. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying that if you're going to say Paul is unreliable and false for all of these reasons combined, then you have to say Muhammad is false for all of those same reasons combined.
Not necessarily, and I'm not really trying to speak on the prophet. I'm just trying to speak on what I understand of Paul. Not really trying to speak on Islam itself, but why
This is
I
this whole point.
personally.
Look, I showed you my hand, my whole hand and my cards. The reason for this topic is to expose Muhammad and expose y'all's beliefs in Muhammad. I'm showing you that your accusations against Paul actually work against Muhammad. So if you're going to say that Paul is a false messenger, a false prophet, a false teacher, unreliable for the reasons that you give, then you have to say Muhammad is false and unreliable for those same reasons. That's my point.
Well, it also go it's also is more to that. Like for example, Paul's character, he openly admits to being a liar. He openly admits to having a thorn of Satan being in his flesh. He openly admits to robbing the churches blind. So
Got
you
it.
got he openly admits
Let's
to
stop there. Hold on.
being a
One at a
Jew to those who are
time.
Jews for them to
One at a time, Liam. One at a time. You
okay.
cooking right now. So now it has switched over. We see the accusation against Paul's claim of having a spiritual experience compared to Muhammad's claim of having an experience, a spiritual experience, and the reasons why Leem here doesn't believe Paul but believes Muhammad. Those same reasons are the same reasons why he can't believe Muhammad actually met Jesus and had a spiritual experience. But in short,
But
Leem says, forget
I'm
about
not
that.
trying to
Forget about
bring the
that. There's other
prophet into it.
things.
No, I'm not trying to bring the prophet
You
into
have
it.
no choice.
What I know of Jesus comes from the Quran.
Really? What language did Jesus speak? What
What
language
do you
did he
mean? I
speak?
read what are you trying to get at?
What language did Jesus speak?
I understand where you about to try to lead that to. That's not relevant. That's like
Whoa.
me asking you, time out. That's like me asking you what language did Adam speak?
1 second.
What language did Adam speak?
1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to get my utensils. What language did he speak? What language did he speak?
Bro, you making all that noise, bro.
I'm just trying to, because I'm stirring it. I'm cooking. I just gotta.
Anyway,
What language did he speak?
that is not relevant. It doesn't matter. Like
But you
that does not matter
can
to
I
a
tell-
person like me.
Can I tell you why it matters? Because you just said that everything you know about Jesus and everything you learn from Jesus comes from the Quran. Okay, let's see if that actually holds. What language did Jesus speak, Liam?
You claim that he spoke Greek. You claim that he spoke Hebrew. And Aramaic.
I didn't
No,
claim
I've
anything.
heard you. I've heard you make that claim.
Stop trying to
But for
jump out the
example,
pot. Stay in there. What
but for example,
language, Liam? Stop trying to jump out the pot. What language did Jesus speak?
I understand where you're gonna go. You're gonna say, "Oh, the Quran doesn't tell you that." Okay,
I didn't
that's
say
not.
that.
But
What language
yeah,
did Jesus speak?
the language that the Hebrews spoke at that time, Aramaic, or that the
Aramaic.
Jews spoke at that time, Aramaic.
Is that in your Quran?
Come on, bro.
Is that in your Quran?
I just told you your argument before you said it.
Very good. Is it in the Quran?
No, the
No, it's
people
not in the
around him spoke
Quran.
that language.
Wow. So where do you get it from, actually, Liam? Where do you get it from that Jesus spoke Aramaic and lived with people who spoke Hebrew and Aramaic? Where do you get that from?
There are sources that are around that time. There's many sources. Don't just say the Bible.
I didn't say anything.
But I'm
So what sources tell you that Jesus spoke Aramaic?
the Jews of that time spoke Aramaic and
What
Hebrew.
source do you have that says Jesus spoke Aramaic? Remember, the Jews were everywhere. They were all over the place. They were in Arabia. They were in Egypt. They were all over the place. What tells you?
I don't think that matters though. Like regardless,
It
let's say he spoke
does.
Chinese. I don't think it matters.
Oh, it does
I
matter.
don't think it matters.
Oh, it matters.
Why does it matter?
Because what matters is you just said that everything you know about Jesus comes from the Quran. But yet you just gave me some information about Jesus that doesn't come from the Quran. Yet you stated it as fact. So wherever you're getting this from, you're relying on it as your historical fact on the life of Jesus, at least in this aspect. So what source is that, Liam, that tells you that Jesus spoke Aramaic?
Bro, you're gonna say there's only two phrases in the Bible that he ever uses that were quote unquote Aramaic.
But
Eli, lama sabachthani, and Abba. That's the only two things that you'll say.
so are you
But
saying?
I guess,
So are
but
you?
wait, I can
So
say hola, I can say como estás, I can say y tú, I can say different things. But does that mean I speak Spanish?
so just here's the question.
That's why I feel like it's not
Well,
relevant though,
here's the
regardless of
question.
the matter of what he
So
speaks.
what source tells you that he spoke Aramaic? You're close. You're so hot, man. You're right there.
You're saying that like only one thing says it.
I'm only asking you, what's the source? What is it? Just say it so we can move on.
Bro, I just said there's only two phrases. It doesn't say Jesus spoke Aramaic. It said he said in this language, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. Okay, sure.
So the Bible demonstrates that Jesus
I can
spoke
say
Aramaic?
sayings, and
So is the source the Bible?
it makes a claim that he said something, but
Is
I
the
don't
is the source the
but
Bible?
I don't believe that he said that. I don't
No,
believe he said,
no
my God,
worries.
where have you forsaken me?
Hey,
I don't even believe he said
stop,
that. So that's
stop
not my
trying to
source.
jump out the pot. Stop it.
He
So if you're
never got crucified,
so
so
if
I don't even accept
hey,
that.
no worries, Habibi. Stop. Hey, stop trying to
Bro,
jump out the pot. So if you don't accept that as your source for Jesus speaking Aramaic, what is your source?
it's not relevant. It's not
It's
relevant.
not relevant, ladies and gentlemen. It's not relevant when my man here, Liam, says that everything that I know about Jesus comes from the Quran. And as soon as I ask him one question about Jesus that he doesn't get from the Quran, all of it falls. Now, all of a sudden, it's irrelevant. Do you see
I'm not saying
the
okay,
hypocrisy
I'm not
there?
saying that I know 100% for sure what language he spoke.
Really?
Because Allah didn't tell us that in the Quran.
Then why in the world did you say Aramaic and Hebrew?
I said that was claims that were made about him.
That's not what you said. You said he
I just
spoke
said that
the
was
language.
claims.
Wait. You didn't say that. When I asked you, you said he spoke the language of his people at the time, which was Hebrew and Aramaic. Those are your exact words. If you want to rewatch this, it's on YouTube. You can rewind it. You said that exactly. So you didn't say, "Oh, this is what people say he might
That
have
would be my
spoken."
educated guess. Okay, that would be my educated
All
guess.
right.
I
So
don't know for sure. That's simple.
you have an educated guess that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew. Based on what source is this education coming from?
The language that the Hebrews wrote at that time. What do you mean?
How do you know that Jesus was living in a time where he would have been speaking Aramaic and Hebrew? And how do you know that Jesus himself spoke the language? Because just because he lives around people who speak it doesn't mean that he's speaking it himself. What is your evidence, your source that he spoke it himself?
Just because somebody makes a claim that doesn't validate the Bible though, is what I'm trying. That doesn't validate it.
Hey, stay in the
If I
pot.
made a book and I said GodLogic spoke
Hey,
the
hey,
language of his people at that time,
hey, stay in the pot. What's your source for your educated guess?
bro, you doing too much with that, bro.
Just waiting. What's your source?
Bro, I just made an educated guess.
Okay.
I'm not saying, bro. I'm not saying I know 100% sure.
So
I do
look,
not know.
so
That's
do you,
simple. I
so
do not know.
I got you. So do you see how? Um, let me just ask you this. Let me just forget that then. Let me ask you this. Where did Jesus preach?
To the people of Beni Israel.
I said where, not to who. Where?
You're trying to ask me all biblical questions.
No, I'm just asking you basic questions on Jesus, like the language he spoke. I think that's a basic question. Where he preached,
But
I
these
think that's a basic question. Where did he preach? Because your Quran says that he preached the gospel. Your Quran says that. Where did he do that?
I don't know, and it's not relevant. I don't
Beautiful.
know 100%.
You know, all right. What's your educated guess?
According if I'm using I don't know.
Do you have an educated guess?
Nope.
So you had an educated guess on the language he spoke, but you don't have an educated guess on where he preached?
The people of Beni Israel, they were, what do you mean? They was in that area. Okay, sure.
What area?
That's a claim. That's
What
something
area?
that was been claimed.
What
Okay,
area?
that's something that's been claimed.
What area were they in?
Bro, okay, according to your book, it says they were in one
Whoa, whoa,
area.
whoa, whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
no
whoa,
problem.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't. My book is unreliable. Remember? What area were they in?
Bro, it's not relevant.
It's not
The question
relevant.
is the question is the what's relevant is what is he preaching?
It's
What was
not
he teaching? Wherever
relevant,
he's at, what
ladies
was he
and gentlemen.
teaching?
All right, I'll give you another one. You know what? Forget it. Forget what he spoke. Forget where he preached. Who are his disciples?
What do you mean? They were Muslims.
Who were they? Matter of fact, you don't even got to tell me all of them. Give me one name.
Bro, anyways.
You said you know everything about Jesus from the Quran. Give me one name of his disciple.
Bro, all of the important information of Jesus is through the Quran. Okay.
All of the important you know what? Okay, you got me. You got me there. All of the important information about Jesus is in the Quran. How did he pray?
Yes.
How did he pray?
He prays like a Muslim. That simple.
Show me.
He said I indeed am a Muslim.
Show me how he prayed.
However Allah willed him to do. Allahu alam.
How?
I don't know. Allah knows best.
Wait, you don't think it's important to know how
I
your
cannot
Messiah
speak on
prayed?
what I do not know,
But
and I
wait,
do not know.
you think it's important to know how your Messiah prayed and how he probably taught how to pray? You don't think that's important?
When he comes back, he will pray like a Muslim.
When he comes back, he will pray like a Muslim. But when he was here on earth, how did he pray?
I can only assume that he prayed like a Muslim.
You can only assume that he prayed like a Muslim. So no answer to that, huh? No answer to that important question.
It's not relevant.
It's not relevant.
Okay, how did Adam pray?
Wait.
How did Adam pray?
It's not relevant how Jesus the Messiah prayed and taught how to pray. But just a few seconds ago, you said that you know everything about Jesus and you know it from the Quran. So do you see how, really, with basic questions, you don't know nothing about Jesus? You don't know what he preached, where he preached, how he preached, to who he preached to specifically. You don't know who his disciples were, if he chose his disciples, how he chose them, who they were, what did they preach. You don't know none of that, yet he trusted them to do it. You don't know none of that. You don't know how he prayed, how he taught to pray. Wait, you know what? Here's another question. Did Jesus fast?
Wait, time out. I can ask you this about literally any prophet in the Bible.
Did he fast?
He was a Muslim. He did exactly what God wanted him to do.
Did he fast?
Bro, you're asking me for a biography on his whole life.
But you said you
I
know
do not
everything
know his whole
about. You
life.
said you know everything about Jesus, and you know it from the Quran.
I didn't say I know everything about
You said
Jesus.
you know. Yeah, you did. You said everything you know about Jesus.
I've never made that claim.
Okay.
Not once.
All right, let me not misrepresent you. You said that you know about Jesus, and the information you know about Jesus is from the Quran. And then when we tested that, you said, well, the important things I know about Jesus are from the Quran. But the important things like how he prayed, don't know that. What about his fasting? Did he fast?
That's what you subjectively believe is more important than another thing. Allah revealed was what's important to the people.
Oh, so now what's important is subjective. So when we bring up things, you can subjectively decide whether what I bring up is important or not, so that you can use that as your scapegoat. Do you see what's happening here?
Okay, now you just put me through a whole questioning. Okay, tell me, what language did Adam speak? This was the very first person that was created in your Bible.
To prove a point.
Okay.
To prove a point.
What language
the
did
Bible
Adam
doesn't
speak?
say. The Bible doesn't say. You see, I did this to prove to you a point that now notice. Let me show you the reverse with me and Adam. Everything that I know about Adam comes from the Bible. Whatever's not mentioned about Adam in the Bible, I don't know nothing about. You see how I did that? I rely on the Bible. You claim to not rely on the Bible, but you think you know things about Jesus. You get what I'm saying? But yet the things that you say that you know about Jesus comes from the Bible, like him speaking Aramaic, for example, or him living in a time and a place where people spoke Hebrew and Aramaic. That all comes from the Bible, not your Quran, not your Hadith. So, do you see the difference here? I'm being consistent with my position while you're not.
Okay, and I'm consistent with that view. Like I said, I don't know. I can only make an educated guess on what
You can't. You can't
is
make any.
consensus
You can't make any educated consensus. Consensus on by who's the consensus
within tafsir.
within tafsir?
Whenever they're certain within tafsir, they'll speak on things and or they'll expound on different things.
They disagreed on Jesus a lot, on the language he spoke or whatever. They disagreed. They had different opinions. But here's the
Okay,
thing: when it comes to
so if they
tafsir,
have different opinions,
where
it's
would
not
they
something that
where would they have gotten it from? Where would they have gotten it from that he would have spoken Hebrew or Aramaic? Some of them deny that he spoke Aramaic and only spoke Hebrew. But where would they get this information from? That he spoke Hebrew or Aramaic? Where did they get that from?
they would get it from the Jews.
They would get it from the Jews. Where are the Jews getting it from?
What do you mean?
Where would the Jews be getting it from? What language Jesus spoke?
They had their own. They have their own commentaries.
And where do their commentaries get it from? What's their source?
I don't know.
See, all of this just to avoid acknowledging that the source is the Bible. All of that, all of that just to avoid saying, all right, Logic, all right, Avery, it's enough. I give up. You're right. You know, even though I didn't say anything.
You're saying the
But
Muslim
it
wait, so you're
comes
saying the
from
Muslims
the Bible.
wait, so you're saying the Muslims that wrote tafsir, you're saying their source was the Bible?
Oh yeah, a lot of their sources come from the Bible. Their information about Jesus, the Jews, the previous prophets, a lot they take from the Bible a lot, actually.
Okay.
I'll actually, you know what? I'll do a fun session. I'll do an entire YouTube. I might do a live stream. I'll make it a live stream so we can go deep into it, and I'll show you the tafsir that are pulling from the Bible for their commentary in Islam. I'll show you that. It's actually an interesting subject. So look, this is how we got here. We got here because we were comparing Muhammad and Paul. And we were seeing the double standard from our friend Liam here of his accusations against Paul. But if they're turned on Muhammad, then Muhammad's also an unreliable false prophet. You see how this goes, man? So if you're going to say that Paul is false and unreliable, you have to say the same thing about Muhammad. Okay?
Wait.
Okay.
But Paul claimed to be a liar.
Paul claimed to be a liar.
Yes.
Paul claimed to be a liar. So whoever lies is
Yes.
a false messenger. Is that right?
He claimed himself that he was a liar.
So whoever lies is a false messenger. Is that right?
He claimed that that was his character.
So
if being a liar is your character.
So whoever lies is a false messenger. Is that correct? Go ahead, say yes.
I'm not saying that a person.
If Paul is a liar, is he a false?
Anybody can lie. Anybody can lie. We're all humans. But I'm saying being a liar and that being your character is not the same thing.
What do you call
someone falling?
What do you call someone who has lied?
What do you mean?
What do you call someone who tells lies?
It depends on the case.
And Liam, this is where I got.
There's a such thing.
I'm gonna move on from here, man. I'm gonna move on from here. I do appreciate you coming up, man. It was fun. I'm gonna let the next guest come up. Okay.
Okay, but there's a such thing as a white lie, and you telling lies, like bold-faced lies. There's a difference.
Got you. I got you. Well, you have a good day, man. Thanks for coming.
All right, bro.
All right. Woo! Man. What do you do with that, huh? That was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Lee made that fun. He was a good sport about everything. He made that fun.